I was trying to read my handwriting on this show sheet. I couldn't read it. And I wrote down, now I know what it was I wrote down. Because I know, it's so weird what we know about each other. Like, I know Kyle's got Allison, her hairstylist, right? The people Allison does your hair. I know, Rich, sometimes you go to this one barber shop.
Stella.
Yeah, I don't know, Peyton, who does your hair if you have a person. Do you?
I do. It's my auntie's friend.
Okay.
Her name's Twinkie.
I go to a barbershop. I go to the same barbershop I've gone to a long time. The thing about barbershops is most of them are not open on Sunday or Monday. And yesterday being Monday, I had to do a podcast yesterday afternoon, the highly successful John J. Van Ness podcast. And as I was leaving here yesterday, I realized I hadn't had a haircut in a while, and my hair looked all disheveled, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be, I'm on camera. I should try to get a haircut. And I as I was done working out, my podcast was at 3, and it was like 12:30, and I was like, I wonder if I can get a haircut somewhere. And I feel totally terrible to go somewhere else other than my barber, right?
Gotcha.
And so then I went to work. From when I was at the gym, I wrote in there haircut. I was trying to remember. There's the Supercuts, there's Great Clips, and I remember Grant goes to a place. Do you go to one of those two places?
Yeah, dude, Great Clips.
You go to Great Clips.
Yeah, I love Great Clips.
Okay, so when I left the place, I was like, I was Googling around what was near me, but Great Clips was far from where I was, and then Supercuts was far from where I was. I knew there was a place kind of by my house, and I was like, what? But what's? And it wasn't popping up. So then I just typed in, haircuts on Indian School, and this place popped. It's called Sports Clips. Have you heard of Sports Clips?
Oh, yeah. I remember Sports Clips.
Yeah. So I call Sports Clips, and this lady, Kirsten, answers the phone, and she's like, you make an appointment on the app. Right now, there's a 40-minute wait. And I'm like, 40 minutes? Who the hell's going to haircut places on freaking Monday? Like, you have all weekend to do it. I'm trying to figure out the mindset of people to get haircuts. And so then I was like, geez. So I'm like, forget it. I'm not going to go there. I'm just not going to get the haircut. And then I get on the phone with somebody, and I realize it's a long drive. Let me just drive there. And I go, there's got to be a barbershop somewhere on the street. So I'm driving up and down, and I see this one barbershop, and I pull in, and there's I forget what it's called. It's called like Cutters something. And I pull in, the dude standing there by himself, all alone. And I go, hey man, can I get a haircut? Guy goes, I got an appointment. And I'm like, there's nobody here. And he goes, I got to give him at least a 10-minute grace period. And I go, in 10 minutes, you can have my haircut. I just need it cleaned up. Because I didn't want a full haircut.
Yeah, because that would really be betraying
I feel like I'm really betraying Arson, my barber.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? So I would just clean it up. Because I got to, and then it's like, I got to do this podcast. Like, I do it, explain all that stuff to the barber. And the guy was kind of dismissive. It wasn't like, I'm so sorry. He was just like, I got to give him 10 minutes. So then the guy pulls up. And I'm like, all right. So I just walk out. And I was like pissed off. I'm never going to this barbershop again. So then across the street is Sports Clips. So I'm just going to walk into Sports Clips. So I walk into Sports Clips, and there's a big TV monitor, and it has everyone's names and their appointment time,
Yeah.
Right? And so I was like, because I go to an old school barbershop, old school. There's no technology there, right? So I walk in, and this Kirsten lady comes up, and she's like, can I help you? And she goes, do you have an appointment? I said, I don't. I go, but I called. I was hoping when I call, can I get on the list? And she's like, you can't do that. You can't call and get on the list, but there's an app. I go, I tried to do the app. I don't want to join. I couldn't just,
yeah,
I go, I'm here now. She goes, well, it's the 30-minute wait. And then this guy whose name is on the board goes, oh, you know what? I can't make my appointment. You can have my slot.
Awesome.
I was like, get out of here. That's so cool. What are the that is so nice of you. So the guy leaves. She gets me in, right? This Kirsten girl gets me in. And she's really funny, and she's singing, and she's cutting my hair, and I just love my haircut. I love it. It wasn't like I just said clean it up, and she's like, what does that mean, clean it up? I just do whatever. Then my wife texts me and says, hey, would you like me to bring you Kava for lunch? Kava's this restaurant right over there. I'm like, yeah, Kava's next door to Sports Clubs. I'm like, why are you going there? And she's like, oh, I'm getting waxed across the street. I'm like, what? I walk outside. There she is.
Oh, hello. Did she talk to you?
No, she did. She had. I already knew she was getting waxed, but I thought she got waxed up north. I didn't know that it was right there.
How convenient.
And I was like, oh my God. In fact, if you go to my stories, you can see the moment we first saw each other. It's one of those little tiny things in life.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I walk outside and she's coming. I'm like, no way. What are you doing here? This is crazy.
I had something like that just yesterday. I was meeting Scott. Scott was taking the kids to their dentist appointment, and I was going to meet him there so he could go back to work, right? And at the intersection, I see him drive by, and I'm like, see same place, same time. Like, how did we get the timing
That's
so
what
perfect?
I mean. That's what I mean. It's so stupid, but it gives you like a total high, right? It was so great, which has worked out great because I haven't seen her since. Like, she had a bunch of things to go do.
Wow.
I had a bunch
That was
of
your
things to
hang.
do. Like, I went to bed at 8. She didn't come home till 9. Like, I didn't see her at all. So it was like a cool thing. But I do have that horrible feeling with my barber, right? So then get this.
Well, she did a good job.
Get this.
And she was nice.
I've never done this before. Hours later, on my way to record the highly successful John J. Van Ness podcast, I took a sauna, I cold plunged, I hot tubbed, I took a shower, I got dressed, and I really liked my hair. And I called her back, and I called her, hey, she goes, Supercuts, not Supercuts, what's it called? Sports Clips. Kirsten speaking. Hey, Kirsten, this is John J. You cut my hair a little bit. She goes, yeah, I just want to tell you, I love my haircut. Thank you.
Now, do you have to do the? Unfortunately, we can
No.
never see each other again
No.
because I got a guy and I'm loyal.
By the way, so I'm at this Sports Clips place, and I'm looking around. I'm like, this is really nice. I go, how many of these are there? She goes, there's 40 like here in this area.
Oh wow.
And there's like 200 like in California, and they're all owned by the same two dudes.
No
Oh,
way.
dang.
And they live in Chandler.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. They're loaded with
I
that.
know. I think that's so. And apparently they're really. They have this cabin in Flagstaff, and they let their manager stay at the cabin. It's this huge cabin. Like they have these huge Christmas parties. They're like really good people. They're good to their staff. And I was like, man, I want to work here.
You got to start learning how
I
to
don't
cut
know.
hair.
It sounds like you're thinking about making the switch. It's hard to make the switch.
It is hard to make.
Would
a
you
switch
consider making the
100%.
switch?
No, because I'm not going to go to an app. I'm not going to go to app to make an appointment. I can't. I can't schedule my life like that. I
No,
can't.
you can't.
I
You won't.
I fly. I'll text the barber, say, "Is there a line? Can I get in 15 minutes?" That's why.
No, we know. It's hard for us to pin you down for a
Right.
meeting.
Hey, Sean. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, man?
Hey, I don't know. I got in my car. I heard you say call or text. Didn't hear a reason, so I decided to call and say, hey,
Hey.
Hey, Sean.
hi,
Hey.
good morning.
Nothing on your mind? What's on your mind? Just call and say hey.
Yeah, I just want to say hey. But as I was calling, I did remember, Rich, this one's for you. Like 15 years ago, my buddy was like, hey, you want to come help this guy with his computer? And it was you, and I showed up, and you had some photo problems, and I started working on it, looking at it, started processing, kicked the ball off. I think, and I realized it was processing like way more than I realized. And I left your house thinking, oh shoot, I probably messed his photos up.
That was how long ago?
About 15 years ago, maybe.
Well, I don't remember having any messed up photos, so you probably did a fabulous job.
That's just your face.
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad. But
I
you
mean, if
never
that
told
was
me
on
that,
your heart,
so
let your heart not be troubled. Everything is fine.
That's genetics, Sean.
I appreciate your blessing.
Yeah, I mean, if I look blurry, that's just it. That's just genealogy. That's just what I look like.
Cool, man. And I do got to say, you have one of the best music collections I've seen in a long time, dude.
Well, thank you very much. It's still there. It's still there. My children will inherit it, especially my kid Audrey. She's always stealing vinyl from me now.
Oh, man. Yeah. And
All right, Sean. What do you got going on today?
good. Today, starting a new job. I just got home from a month-long trip and got a new job, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, I think you got to give more details. You said I started a new job. You need to tell us where, and then you just come back from a month-long trip from where?
Oh, fine. All right. Let's see. I'll give you a bit more detail. I was in Costa Rica for a month.
Whoa.
When I was there for the first week, I had this job that I hated, so I quit it. I had a stars aligning moment where literally the same day, these people I talked to about a year ago are like, "Hey, Sean, the job we talked about a year ago, it's back on the table. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yes." And they told me the start date was a week after I got home. So I got to hang out in Costa Rica with my fam. Stress-free, no crappy job.
Sounds amazing.
And I got back last week, and now I'm starting this new one.
What's the new job?
Stuff. Salesforce, admin.
As long as
I'm running Salesforce for a company out in New York now.
As long as you're not touching no photos and stuff like that.
No,
yeah.
no, I learned my lesson, man.
All right, Sean. Well, thank you for listening, man. Have a great day. Good luck in your new job.
Thanks. You guys have a great day, too.
You too. Kyle's coming up with 3 things we need to know.
Okay, so this could be monumental or maybe not. Trump announced that Israel and Iran have agreed to a complete and total ceasefire, saying the war is basically done, claiming there's a 24-hour cool down period. 12 hours of no fire from Iran, followed by 12 hours from Israel. And then apparently, boom, it's peace. Trump even gave it a name, the 12-day war, calling it a win for stamina, courage, and avoiding total destruction in the Middle East. So these next 24 hours are pretty important.
Yeah, but then wasn't there an attack last night?
Yeah,
And then Trump this morning's dropping F-bombs everywhere.
Yeah, they broke both sides broke the ceasefire.
treaty
Trump's
already.
like, hey, you guys said you were going to do that.
I've never heard a president drop an F-bomb before.
Yeah, he was pretty fired up.
Wild.
Seemed like.
This is pretty awesome. I'm excited to see this. Florida officials just pulled off the biggest child trafficking bust in the United States history. Rescued 60 missing kids in just 2 weeks. Some were just 9 years old. It's called Operation Dragon Eye, and it is as intense as it sounds. 8 people were arrested, including one suspect held on a $250 million bond. So matchmaking is the new status symbol. Forget the apps. Rich singles are dropping $100,000 on luxury matchmakers just to find the one with no ghosting, no swiping, just real chemistry and a therapist/hype woman who screens everyone. It's love, the old-fashioned way is what they're saying. But let's be honest, that's not really the old-fashioned way. They think the resurgence of the high-end matchmaker is inspired by Dakota Johnson's rom-com, The Materialist. Might have started the buzz up on it, but it is very much a real-life thing. It's happening, and people are forking out the dough for it, and that is 3 things you need to know.
Kiss wants to pay your bills today just after 9. We got Kesha tickets today. Tickets to see Betty Who at Crescent Ballroom. First, horoscopes. Peyton, what's the vibe?
I'm going to tell you what your For You page vibe is if your algorithm had a mood ring.
877-937-1047. Dion, good morning. What's your sign?
Leo, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, just like me, Dion, our For You page, it honestly thinks we're famous. We have dramatic outfit reveals, concert point of views, and that one girl saying, "You are the moment," with sparkles and a reverb. We didn't choose the spotlight, but our algorithm definitely did.
Well, I need some of that today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dion. Hello, Shane.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
What's your sign?
I am a Scorpio.
Okay, so Scorpios, this is what your For You page is having. It has tarot cards and late night confessions, and honestly, maybe even a girl crying in her car at 1 a.m. And you're like, why is this totally me? The algorithm is in your emotional basement, turning on a lava lamp and then asking you super deep questions.
Oh, I hope that's the case, actually. I'm the post-Majorna guy whose wife took the tickets in the divorce. And she's got that concert this weekend, so I hope at 1 o'clock she's crying because I didn't get to go.
Hey, there it is.
I'm just saying.
Post
But I hope she has
Majorna?
a great time.
See, post Majorna?
Yeah, so I stumbled over I was a talkback guy, and I stumbled over my words, and you made a joke about it.
I thought you were saying post Majorna, like after you've taken the Majorna Ozempic thing.
Nope, the Post Malone and Jelly Roll concert. And I said on my talkback, I stumbled over my words. And you actually made a comment about Post Majorna may help you quit smoking and get a tattoo.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Quick. I'm quick. I'm quick, Shane. All right, brother.
You are quick.
Thank you, man. Yeah, when he said, he also texted Post Majorna, and I literally thought, because there's Ozempic, right? There's Zepbound, Wegovy, and there's Majorna.
Yeah.
Right, so that's when he said Post Majorna, I thought he meant, like, hey, man, I'm the one that called it, like, after taking Majorna.
Right.
And then what's funny, too,
Post Malone.
right. But then I thought, and then I was watching or listening to the iHeart app this morning, and I heard a Majorna commercial or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was all the side effects, and it talked about neck growth.
Neck growth.
Growth on your neck or something like that.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, but Nick had this growth on his neck last week. And I'm like, is he taking Majorna and we don't know about it? Now that's how he got busted. and then I got this text that
His
says,
body is looking slamming.
this text says, I need closure. Wait, it says, I need closure. What happened with Nick's neck? So since Post Majorna just called, maybe you can tell. Are you on the Majorna vaccine, whatever it's called?
I'll never tell. Did you see how thin I look? So every night, I can tell you that it's draining because my pillow is disgusting right now. You're welcome.
I wasn't ready for that.
Wash your pillowcase?
Noah told me this morning it looks like it's like transferred to a vampire bite, so we're gonna go with that.
I think you should go to the doctor.
Well, we've been saying that for a week, and he hasn't gone.
Because I don't know what we would do without you.
I've also been lightheaded for a week, so I don't know if they're connected.
Maybe that's how that thing works. You lose weight. It makes all this stuff come out of your neck.
That's right. That's just, oh my God, my pillow.
Maybe
Okay.
you're one of the. That's one of the side effects.
Okay, well, we'd be okay with that. All of us would be okay with that. You're losing weight, whatever. Whatever it leaves, it leaves.
So there's an update on his neck. All right, back to horoscope. Putting up for Libras.
Yeah, Kyle's my
Give us a little
Libra.
setup again of what it is again.
Yeah, so I'm going to be telling you what your For You page vibe is if your algorithm had a mood ring. So for my Libras, Kyle, you are deep in which scent matches my soulmate TikTok, and your For You page is 85% vibe checks, 10% thirst traps, and 5% reasons why you're actually the problem content. It's giving soft glam, but also emotional whiplash at the same time.
Ooh,
Okay.
A lot to
So, yeah, I got to absorb all that.
complicated, that one.
Yeah.
What about Pisces?
Pisces, Rich is my Pisces. You're being served the dreamy montages on your For You page, the sad playlist, signs from the universe, and one specific person's soft launch you refuse to move on from. And your mood ring is like, your mood ring is weeping gently in pastel tones.
You know, Pisces, we don't cry that much as you say we do in horoscopes.
Not that much, just a little
But we
bit.
do get in the feels.
Yeah.
How about Virgos?
Virgo, John J, you're my Virgo. It's productivity TikTok heaven for you on your For You page. It's like here's how I schedule my day. And your mood ring is aggressively teal and probably set a reminder to stretch at 3:15.
Oh, good. I do. I stretch all day. I like that. Okay, if we didn't get to your sign, they're all posted on our website, johnjandrich.com. Okay, I saw this article on the top grossing summer blockbusters from 1975 until today. I just picked from 2010 until today.
Okay, good.
So if you go over the blockbusters, how many? Obviously, I'm playing Top Gun, so you know Top Gun is up there. But can you think of any other ones? What was last year's biggest summer blockbuster?
Barbie.
movie? Nope.
Oppenheimer.
Nope.
Oh, Mario.
Nope.
Oh, my gosh. What else was there?
For the
Oh,
summer?
Wicked. No,
Nope.
Wicked was in the fall.
Nope. Inside Out 2.
Oh, wow.
good
Okay.
It did $651 million. That was 2024.
Wow.
2023 was Barbie. 2022 was Top Gun Maverick. Did $701 million. And I go all the way back to 2010. Nothing's come close to $701 million at Top Gun.
So you probably got to go Avengers Endgame or something like that. Or Star Wars.
Like a Spider-Man.
Jurassic World, $647 million. Keep in mind, this is summer blockbuster. I'm sure
Right,
Endgame maybe
right.
came out another. Avengers, the Avengers 2012 made $620 million. But those are some, you got The Incredibles 2, Lion King in 2019, Guardians of the Galaxy 2014, Wonder Woman, Toy Story 3 in 2010. So those are some blockbuster movies. And then it made me think of Kyle's story that has to do with Moana.
I hate how you say it that way. It's Moana.
I've never seen
You
it.
need to watch the movie. It's such a good movie. And they came out with Moana 2 recently. And so a friend of mine, her husband is like really, really frugal to the point where it's like, he's cheap. Like, let's just be real. Like, it's past frugal. So he thought it'd be a really good idea to find like a bootleg copy of Moana 2 so they could watch it at home without having to go pay to see it in the movie theater, which I commend. That's great. Like, save your money the way you can. However, just know that it comes with risks. So they sat down in their living room and they turned this bootleg Moana 2 on, and they have 2 sons. And their sons are like, I think, 6 and 8. So pretty young. And they're watching Moana 2, and like, it's great. Everything's working out fine. And in the middle of the movie, the screen goes dark and this girl comes on, and she's totally topless. And she starts like swaying, kind of like holding the side of her boobs a little bit. And my friend and her husband are like, trying to like find the remote to get it off the screen. Like, watch out. So anyways, they get it off, and my friend's like, telling her husband, like, what? Like, just pay for the movie. Like, why do we have to be so cheap? This is so bad. And then later, she's telling me she hears her sons talking. And one kid says to the other, he's like, hey, remember Moana 2? And then starts swaying like the girl. And she's like, oh, great. They will never forget Moana 2. And they probably think it's the greatest movie ever made.
But what a fun core memory for them.
Yeah.
As they
For
get
all
older.
time.
Like, at their wedding, he's going to be like, remember Moana 2?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But what a great, like, just a fantastic memory to always talk about. Remember when Dad got that bootleg one? I like that.
Amazing. That just made my day.
I would love to watch. You know what? I'll watch Moana. Send me that version. Does it, after the girl comes out with her boobs, does it go back to the movie? Or
They did not even test it out.
And that age too, right there, 6 and 8. Whoa.
Oh yeah, I mean you've changed their life forever.
Oh, that's great. A study found that it's uncomfortable when someone has their food and someone else doesn't, because people hold themselves to stricter standards than they expect from others. You know, when you're sitting at a restaurant, someone gets their food, and you got to sit there and wait. You're like, eh. The 44-year-old man in Florida got arrested for breaking into a vacant house to sleep there because he didn't want to go home to his angry wife. Turned out he'd been there for 4 days.
Wife was mad.
A doctor in the UK is trending after telling people the best thing to drink in a heat wave is milk. It's 87% water. It's loaded with electrolytes, so it keeps you hydrated longer than water does. Wasn't that something you brought up about what to eat in the heat?
Yeah, well, actually, we're getting into it in life hacks here.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's like we planned it, but we
Yeah.
didn't. A family in Canada is challenging an 84-year-old woman's will after she left $1 million to her male escort.
Oh, dang.
Must have been a good one.
Hold on, this is my nightmare story. Oh, this is good. It's so hot across most of the country, people are losing patience with people who are dressed like it's still March because people are wearing hoodies. You see people outside wearing hoodies? It's pretty crazy.
That came
cold
up
inside.
That
It's
came
freezing.
up over the weekend. My cousin, I met up with my cousins, and it was 100 and something in St. Louis. She's like, "Why are kids wearing hoodies outside?" I'm like, "It's a fashion statement. It's comfortable for them."
Number 4 on the list is everybody's blasting so much air conditioning makes it cold.
Exactly.
That's
Right?
true.
But it also, other people saying because they don't want bugs. One woman says, I'm trying to hide my boobs. A man said, I'm trying to hide my boobs. And someone said, I always wear it. It's like a security blanket. Okay, hold on. There's that one. Then there's that one. Oh, and I did my milk thing. So let's get into what you were saying, because then I think it'd be fun to get into foods that you eat to keep cool.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like when it's hot outside, nothing really sounds good, right? When it's that hot, it's like you're not thinking of soup or a
You
hot...
want like a popsicle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a watermelon.
Yeah, I was pitching sandwiches for dinner last night. My kids looked at me like, that's for lunch. I'm like, no, sandwiches are for all the time. And then I'm like, oh my God, I sound like my dad pitching us cool sandwiches for dinner. You go, you get some bread, you get some lunch meat from the fridge, and there's your dinner. You're fine. Cool sandwiches. Anyway, if you live in a place that's hot, and 170 million of us are underneath a heat dome right now, they say the Mexicans had it figured out. It's hot chili peppers because they contain capsaicin, which is a chemical compound that helps us. Well, it perspires, but once you perspire and it kind of wicks off your body or evaporates, then you get cool relief. So eating something hot and spicy actually makes you cool down within about 10 minutes. So think about that when you're having your lunch or your dinner or even your breakfast today. Put a little hot sauce on that. It's going to make you feel good, or some peppers. And that life hack and many more can be found at johnjandrich.com.
But when you're talking about like food to eat because it's hot,
Yeah.
like, are you talking about outside? Because I can
I'm just
have
talking about
soup.
life.
Because I can have soup when it's it's freezing in here right now. Like
Yeah.
this morning I walked in here, I was freezing.
Very cold.
Right, so like if we had soup, I'd be fine. But outside, it's like very hot. So
Yeah,
when you
well,
talk about
I'm talking about like probably at home where it's like, most people's work is freezing, if you go in the work. But when you go home, you probably don't have your AC set on 68. You're probably trying to save money, so it's probably hot inside your house. And nothing sounds good to me when it's that hot except for a popsicle. But you can't have that for dinner. You got to have
Why
something
not?
else.
I like popsicles for dinner.
Have you had a popsicle for dinner?
I have.
what'd you have for dinner last night, Peyton?
I had sandwiches for dinner last night,
I was
actually.
like, you were on the train.
What kind of sandwich?
I had a ham sandwich, and it was so bomb, and I feel like I have just unlocked another level of sandwich eating because I will no longer just buy regular bread. I will only eat my sandwiches on Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, Hawaiian rolls are
so
stuff.
good.
So legit.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God, it was so bomb. I had banana peppers and red onion. Oh, chef's kiss.
A ham sandwich on a Hawaiian roll. You've got it right.
What'd you have for dinner last night, Rich?
What did I have for dinner? I don't even think I ate anything last night. What was the last
Kyle,
thing I
you?
ate? Somebody's salad, leftover salad from somewhere.
We had turkey taco bowls. What'd you eat for dinner?
I met a friend for dinner, and I had salmon.
Oh.
I had some salmon
healthy.
and broccoli. It was delicious. I went to that Hillstone place.
Oh yeah,
Delicious.
their salmon's on it.
I saw it was like 117 degrees the other day, and I think this week it's supposed to get up to 110 again, right? I don't know if it's
Yep.
getting to 117, but it's still unreasonable.
111 tomorrow.
That's terrible. It's just terrible. So it made me think about things that melt, and I put together a trivia game.
It's Tuesday and John just got a game for you.
All right, this trivia, things that melt. Kyle, Frozen water. This melts at 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
That would be ice.
Yes, Rich. You may put this creamy dairy production on your toast. It melts at 89 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Butter.
Yes, Peyton. This imitation dairy product has a slightly higher melting point at 93 degrees.
Margarine.
Yes. Kyle, fat from the abdomen of a pig, it melts at 95 degrees.
Bacon.
No.
Fat. I don't know. Ghee.
No. Anyone for the steal?
Repeat the question.
Fat from the abdomen of a pig.
Is it lard?
Lard, yes.
Lard, help us.
Rich. Flying, stinging insects secrete this to make honeycombs. It's used in candles. But if you're saying it's none of your business, you'd say none of this stuff, which melts at 143 degrees.
It's none of your beeswax.
Beeswax. Peyton, a smooth yellow cheese originally made in southwestern England. It melts at 89 degrees.
Smooth yellow cheese. Let's go cheddar cheese.
Cheddar, yes. Kyle, a strong, hard, magnetic silver gray metal, the chemical element of the atomic number 26, much used as a material for construction and manufacturing, especially in the form of steel. It melts at 2,800 degrees.
Mercury.
No.
Iron.
Iron, yes. Rich, it's the bronze metal they make pennies out of. It melts at 1,984 degrees.
Copper.
Yes. Peyton, Superman can't see through this substance. It's the stuff they make bullets out of, and it melts at 621 degrees.
Kryptonite.
No.
Lead.
Lead.
So far, we don't make anything out of kryptonite, but I know.
They should make bullets out of
It'll
that.
last a long time.
Hey.
Kyle, it's the same as a 5-cent coin. It melts at 2,651 degrees.
Nickel.
Nickel. Rich, this dairy product with flavors like vanilla, chocolate. Baskin-Robbins has 31 flavors of this product. It melts at 32 degrees. Rich, for the win.
Ice cream.
It is ice cream, you guys. And that's my game.
And John just got a game for you.
I think ice cream melts at a much lower temperature.